Today here is gathered not only people from Latvia, but also from Russia, mainly from the three Buddhist republics, Buryat, Kalmyk, Tuva, as well as our neighboring countries such as Estonia and Lithuania, as well as some members from other European parts.
One Russian asked me, ordinary Russians who have interest about Buddhism, are difficult to go to India. Lack of this money. It's much easier come here. That person also, you see, expressed to me, if some possibility, give some lecture or teaching Latvia, then these ordinary people easily come here. We need money. We need material value. Money should serve us. We should not serve for money. I want to ask, in this country, the gap, rich and poor, small or big, I want to respond to you. Small, please show this way. Big, this way. How big? Small or big? Big. That also, I would like, you see, I think 3 years ago, I was in South America, Mexico, and then I think Brazil, Argentina. So each place I ask audience, how big? Each place, how much gap, rich and poor? How much sort of seriousness about corruption, small or big? So now I would like to ask Latvians, how much corruption? Small? Then I want to ask Russians now. How much gap, rich and poor? Don't shy. There's corruption in Russia, Russian Federation, corruption. So this clearly lack of moral principle. If you rely on religious faith, not sufficient. We must develop moral ethics through education, the systematic way, how to introduce in existing secular education field, the education about moral ethics. So that I think we really need through secular education field. See, like I usually call hygiene of physical, there, including education. Now we must include hygiene of emotion. Not talking about next life or God or heaven. Simply how to bring happy individual, happy family, happy community, happy nation, happy humanity, 7 billion human beings. That's, I think, each individual's sort of responsibility. We are part of 7 billion human beings. The change must start from individual, not relying on God, not relying on government. And then education field, some systematic sort of education about moral ethics, entirely based on secular way. Why religion or spirituality is something relevant to today's world? We are in 21st century. Material development, highly developed with help of technology and science. Materially, all the facilities there. Yet, some cases, very unhappy person, we notice. The material value provide us physical comfort, not mental comfort. So there are two levels. The sensorial level, pains and pleasure. Then another level, not sensorial level, but mental level. Again, experience of pleasure, happiness, or satisfaction, and pains, mental level. Not depend on sensorial experiences. So between these two, the mental level experiences are more superior than the sensorial level of experiences. So material facility provide us sensorial level of satisfaction, pleasure. Like flower, garden, or sports provide us an eye consciousness, some kind of beautiful, and that brings some satisfaction. And then music, beautiful music, it brings some satisfaction. So long, you see those things there, you feel happy, calm. But when these factors they end, then only memory. Some sort of effect from memory. The mental level experiences some satisfaction, or I think satisfaction. Not depend on external thing. For example, love, faith, mental level, not sensorial level. Through mental levels of awareness or training, that remain long-lasting. Now, between these two things, sensorial level experiences, joyfulness or pain, sensorial level and mental level, between these two, mental level experiences are more superior, more serious. The physical level, pain, you can subdue by mental level satisfaction. Mental level pain cannot subdue by physical level sort of, I'll say this, pleasure. A lot of worry, a lot of tension, stress in mental level, fear. You stay in beautiful house and lay down there, and music, that won't reduce mental level pain. At mental level, too much stress, too much worry. Even beautiful music, you feel frustration. Even if good food come, your mood very bad. You may topple your table. Isn't it? So the mental levels of pains, anxiety, fear, anger cannot subdue by physical level of satisfaction. Constant fear, anger, hatred, actually eating our immune system. So therefore, the mental level experience are very, very important. Every individual really work hard for money. Money means bring more comfortable sort of the life, mainly physical level. As a matter of fact, existing modern education is oriented about material value. So we, here you audience, about say a few thousand people, come through that kind of education, talking about money, about material value. and society where you live also is a materialistic sort of culture, materialistic life. So result, a lot of frustration, a lot of stress. Through certain training of mind, you can change the person's sort of mental attitude or person's life. Result, much happier person. So these are not sort of practice of religion, but simply training of mind. The mental sort of problem, anger, attachment, these are source of problem. So therefore, the only way, only alternative to bring inner peace is through training of mind, not through external means. Only training your own mind. Clear. Irrespective whether believer or non-believer. We always talking about 7 billion human beings, irrespective whether believer or non-believer. We all have this, the same desire to achieve happy life and do not want suffering, and all have same potential. Mentally, emotionally, physically, we all have sort of same sort of potential to train our mind to develop inner peace. We have sort of same desire to achieve happy days and a happy life. Do not want problem. We human being, human case, because of this intelligence is the really special source of happy life. At the same time, this intelligence also becomes source of worry, anger. I think, for example, war, tremendous violence, organized violence, only exists among humanity, not animal world. Animal, they say, fighting, killing each other sometimes, but not organized, that one. I think some monkey or even some bees, sometimes if you disturb some bee because of beehive, you see, they may attack you. A little organization there, but not very sort of large scale. We human beings, thousands of millions of people organize and then start violence. And then also, animals, their experience, their memory, very short. So therefore, it's immediate sort of danger. So long as there's no immediate danger, then quite peaceful. We, human beings, this memory, again, due to our intelligence, our memory is much sort of greater than animal memory. So therefore, you see, you have some strong attachment, anger, possible. And then also vision. Animal, not much vision. Birds or animal, within 1 year, I think they have a certain sort of vision, or spring come, and then they prepare their nest. So small, limited sort of intelligence or vision about future. But I think no other sort of species of mammals, including birds, no sort of thinking next decade or next century. Only we human beings. So because of human intelligence, faith, religious faith, happen only among humanity, not animal. Because faith, something mental factor. God means is something infinite powerful. So that, and then meantime, all religious telling, God is infinite love. So loving thing we can trust. Angry one we cannot trust, fear. So God described as infinite love. infinite love. Very powerful. In fact, all phenomena created by God, we also created by God. That concept, very helpful. One way, you see, God, something very powerful. All our future depend on God because He is creator. Then also, since God created us, all creature, including us, we all have some kind of part of spark of God. That gives you tremendous sort of self-confidence. Wonderful. All major religious traditions carry the same message of love, compassion. In order to practice compassion seriously, all religion also accept the hindrance or opposition of love. That's anger, hatred. So, all major religious tradition teach us practice of tolerance, forgiveness. And then also, too much self-centered attitude, too much greed, also, you see, create problem. Therefore, all major religious tradition teach us simplicity, contentment. Last year, one German bishop who was his private life, very much luxurious life, so Pope dismissed him. So you see, all religious tradition, you see, teach us simplicity, contentment. Now another group of spirituality, that's mainly in India. About 3,000 years ago, no creator, but rather self-creation. Over 2,000 years, only Buddhism, you see, carried the concept of non-soul. Then Jainism, also no concept of creator, but self-creation. Everything due to its own causes and conditions go like that. Certain cause creates certain result. That result again causing another thing. Through that way, evolutions now come. No concept of creator, but law of causality. So all, again, very much emphasis, non-violence. Purely vegetarian. And Buddhists also, you see, major teaching, real teaching is karuna, compassion. Compassion. Now, Buddhist case, compassion, not just sort of faith, not just sort of conviction, but use reasons. Buddhism is a much use reasons. So through reasoning, investigation, then the concept of independent self. If you investigate, no concept of creator, but self, independent self, must be there. So law of causality. Who create that is self, Atma. If you accept that concept, then a lot of contradictions there. So Buddhism very much emphasis reasoning. One my friend, one scientist, the Wolf Singer, one German brain specialist. One occasion, our meeting, he mentioned, in brain, there is no place of central authority. Brain work, everything corporately, right? Cooperation, no central authority. If the self, something independently exists, then I think independent self is neither male nor female. Male and female only on the basis of physical level. Clear. Then the independent self, we cannot say young self, young human being, old human being, we cannot say. Young, old, male, female, all these concepts entirely based on physical level, physical. I am now a 79-year-old person. So according, you see, independent self, then I cannot say, now I'm old. I is independent, self is independent, I'm not related with this body. So then I cannot say, now I'm 79-year-old person, old person, we cannot say. As far as independent self is concerned, because completely separate from body, so we cannot say old and young. Old age, young age, we cannot say. So therefore, Buddhism, because of analyze these things, no independent self. Self is just designated on the combination of body and mind. Beside body and mind, no independent, separate self. Clear. All major world religious tradition, I usually say major religion, because those the simple sort of faith, no philosophical views, then they just worship, sound more like that. Not much concept about love. But major tradition means all those spirituality is with certain sort of concept, certain philosophical views, then all this is talking about practice of love, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance, self-discipline, all these things. All these major religious traditions, they really helped humanity immensely. So therefore, we must respect all major religious traditions. It immense help to humanity. We need that. One religion cannot satisfy a variety of people. So we need a variety of different religious traditions. Provided once we accept religion, then we should be serious, sincere. If once you accept, then we must be serious and sincere. Religious harmony based on mutual respect, mutual admiration. So that's one of my commitment to promote that. One time in Australia, before my public talk, one of my public talk, before my talk, one local Christian minister, he introduced me. While he introduced me, he described me as a good Christian. We must think, what is the purpose of these different philosophies? Same purpose, to strengthening conviction about practice of love, or value of love, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance. Okay. So all major religious tradition, theistic religion, bring us conviction about love, compassion. Okay. Then those religions, no concept of creator, no concept of self. Okay. It really brings conviction, the value of love, compassion. So all these different philosophical views are different way to strengthening, to bring conviction about these values. So, no problem. In fact, I think 7 billion human beings, there are a lot of different mental disposition. Therefore, we need different philosophical views. So long, all aiming to bring conviction about warm-heartedness. Okay, a lot of argument. But argument with respect or appreciation, there's no problem. So therefore, in India, last 3,000 years, you see, there's concept, respect non-believer. That's wonderful. According to Indian sort of concept of Indian understanding about secularism, is respect all religion and also respect non-believer. Therefore, modern Indian constitution based on secularism. Because in late 40s, when constitution sort of also they drafted, India already multi-religious nation. So secular is very fit. So secular means respect all religions and also respect non-believer. So that's, I think, very, very important. Now today, out of 7 billion human beings, 1 billion, over 1 billion non-believer. These also human beings. These also our brothers, sisters. So we must have certain sort of, the method or certain sort of concept which should be universal, universally acceptable. So then, secular ethics is the only thing. If spiritual value or moral ethics based on religious faith, then over 1 billion non-believers must exclude. These also human brothers, sisters. They also want happy life. So therefore, my commitment is, I'm Buddhist, but I carry, wherever I give talk, meet people, I always talk about secular ethics. Whether believer, non-believer, we human beings, we want happy life. The ultimate source of happiness depends on mind, mental level, moral ethics are the basis of inner value. That brings self-confidence. That brings purpose of our life, meaningful life. If we become part of mission, making money, then we, like animal, we are human being. Human value must above material value. Up to this, I would like to take some questions.